Hi, I'm Ria, and it's Spectrum time. Today, in our Let's Talk interview segment, we find out about unihockey in Singapore. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with that term, it's hockey, but the players are actually on unicycles instead. Also, despite the stigma that pole dancing carries, there is actually a rising trend of males taking up pole dancing lessons. We'll be looking into this phenomenon happening right here in Singapore. But for now, ever wondered what it takes to run your own business? Well, we have a story about a group of barbers. They are the young guns of Acidic Chop Shop, and they know what it takes to make the cut in the age-old industry of cutting hair.
I'm Barber CR. I'm the founder of Acidic Chop Shop. Because all along I'm very interested in hair cutting. But starting when I joined the barber industry is very hard because the shop that I joined have no customers. So 1 week I only bring back home $60. So it's very hard. I nearly give up. I learned from a barber shop that they conduct a basic haircut. From there I learned the 10%. I go to another shop and I tell them that I know how to do this. So I just tell them that I know. So once they sit down, I will do my best, but it's shit lah. It's very shit. Then I slowly learn from there, and because I always have my imagination for my own shop, for my own barber shop. I love rap music, I love the hip hop culture, I love hair cutting, I love the freedom and the lifestyle here. It's nice. So why not? I open up my own shop. I chose the name Acidic Chop Shop because acidic is just like a toxic, and I want all our customers that come into our shop, no matter is it sitting on our chair or on our sofa, they will spread, and the word of mouth, they'll spread like a toxic. That's why I call it Acidic Chop Shop.
Acidic offers men's cut, children, full shave, and a beard trim. I'm a modern barber. I used to be a hairstylist back then in the days, but I've moved to barber instead of just staying in a salon. The way that we did things and the way that we cut is much more precise in barbershops rather than in salon. So it's pretty much, let's say in a salon, you have like one step. So in a barbershop, there will be like 3 to 4 steps more. And our hair is a crown for us. So, I mean, you can look unpresentable as your style, but if you know that you have a good hair, it's gonna be the first look that people will look for you. So having a good hair is really, really important. And if you're willing to spend like 100 or 200 on your clothing, why not $34 on just your hair, you know?
Fast cut is not detail, detail cut is not fast. Funny clients that I have asking for a stupid haircut. They ask for a certain haircut whereby we already told them it won't look good, it will look damn stupid. They still want it. Then there you go, you look damn stupid. Everyone just laugh along.
He asked you to fix the haircut after.
No man, book another slot. Because a lot of our clients turn friends. Even on our off days, we go out and drink. The bond is very strong and it's very important to us.
The way we communicate with our customers and people that is sitting here, whoever that walk in is like our friends. One thing that I find is very different is the barbers here.
To me, the team is very important. You cannot left one out. You cannot just concentrate the face of the shop. There is no face of the shop. The people are the face of the shop. They call us F4. We are different personality and we click very well. A team bond as a family and we care for each other. We know every shit about everyone.
How do you all gel as a team together?
Gel?
Use more pomade. Use pomade. Sometimes the oil base also can one. The build up very good. With oil base, we got the build up. Then add a bit of clay. Okay, how do you
Volumize first.
finish it. Do you have interesting stories about the shop, about customers, about each other?
But he have one. He have one follow me.
The uncle come into the shop and want to have a haircut. I asked him, uncle, how you want me to cut your hair? Then he said, just follow. Then I said, uncle, how you want me to cut your hair? No, you just follow.
You want cut short or not?
Uncle, follow what?
You want cut short or not? Don't want.
You want cut short or not? Don't want. Then how you want cut? Just follow. I said, uncle, come.
Hey,
I go open the door. You go out, come, I follow you. You want to what?
there many other stories to
This one.
Okay. Which one?
The shaving one.
Oh, I was shaving for him. Then he said that my blade is not sharp enough. So I used 3 blades, right? 3 different blades just to shave for him. So shave halfway, right? Then suddenly he was like fainted for 5 seconds. So his face like having fit, Then of course I hate his attitude so much. So I take this chance to slap him hard.
True story. Because you won't know who slapped him, right? Then he
What dreams do you have for Acidic Chop Chop? To be one of the world class barber shop.
go around the world.
Yeah, to be one of the world class barber shop.
No, not to be okay. To be famous in cutting a good hairstyles is one thing, but to be known as a unique barbershop, which every customers would feel they also be one thing good. So they know that it's not only about cutting hair, it's more than that.
Yeah. Like inspire people, hope that we can inspire people, influence people to join this barber industry, because Singapore barber industry is very small, and hope that the people will keep coming in to learn this trade.
You know, I remember seeing people ride unicycles on TV. But have you heard of playing a sport while on the unicycle? Kai Feng has a 17-year-old unicyclist in Let's Talk.
Okay, you've probably heard of the term unicycling, but have you heard about uni hockey? Let's be honest, most of us can barely ride a bicycle properly, let alone attempt a unicycle. So imagine this, balancing on a unicycle or playing hockey at the same time. What? Well, our next guest has been there, done that, and he's all but 17 years of age. Hi Akil, thank you for joining us in the studio today.
Not a problem, happy to be here.
So can you tell me, how did you start unicycling?
So well, I started by, I saw a group of people unicycling and I thought it was an interesting sport. So I went up to them and I asked them, how could I join y'all? And they said, it's easy, just grab a unicycle and you can go ahead and learn it. So they brought me to their store. It was under a HDB block. It was one of the electrical rooms, but they turned it into a storeroom for unicycles. So when we opened the door, there were like many unicycles there, like around 30 plus. And so I just picked one that suited me best, according to height and size and so on. And I took the unicycle, we went up to that big open area. There is a wall at the side, so most of the beginners start from there. And well, yeah, I worked my way up from there.
So from there to balancing on a unicycle, how long did that take you?
Well, it took me around, I would say, 4 weeks. And well, each week there's one session every night, every Thursday night. So well, it took me 4 sessions of that to learn.
Wow, that's really quick from holding the wall to just balancing on your own on one wheel.
Yeah.
So can you tell me more about the perhaps misconceptions people have about unicycling?
Well, most people, associate unicycling with clowns, the circus. When you think of unicycling, are you a clown? Are you this? Are you that? Well, no, it is a sport. Unicycling, has many sports, many different types of ways to ride a unicycle, such as unicycle hockey. And there are many more like mountain unicycling, long rides, and trials.
I see. So personally, you're involved in uni hockey. Can you tell me more about uni hockey, what it is, and how do you guys play this sport?
Well, uni hockey is played with a group of 10 people, five a side, which consists of 1 keeper and 4 people who, attack. And how this game is played is we use an ice hockey stick, a wooden stick. We are mounted on a unicycle, and the ball we use is a tennis ball. So how we usually play unicycle hockey is one hand has to be covering the top of the stick while the other is at the bottom. And we have to be mounted on our unicycle at all times. And well, yeah, that's how the game is played.
I see. So conventional ice hockey has a bit of a reputation for being a bit violent and just aggressive in general. Is that the same for uni hockey?
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes, when you're going after the ball, you tend to cycle fast, not realizing that there are others coming towards you, and sometimes, a crash can happen. Also, when you're trying to hit the ball, the stick can also fly up and hit someone in the face. And that has occurred a few times. So we try to take precautions on how we should, play a safe game. Yeah.
What's the worst injury you've seen while unicycling?
Well, most common injuries are usually when the pedals hit your shin and it really scrapes your shin till it bleeds quite badly. And one of the worst injuries so far was I have this friend. He tried challenging a mountain biker down a hill, and he was on a unicycle. Unfortunately, things didn't go well and he broke his neck. So yeah, that's the worst thing that happened so far. Yeah.
For aspiring unicyclists, do you have any words of comfort perhaps after hearing that story?
Well, you just gotta get on, be motivated, and just ride off. Yeah, that's what you can do.
Talking about getting on, can you now get onto your unicycle and show us some of the things you've learned?
Sure. Right, so I'll be just cycling around. So Phil, get on and... Well, that's one round, and they call this idling. Sorry. When you stay on the spot and you will just do this. Yeah, also we do many other stuff like hopping. Hopping like that, side to side. We can hop, over stuff from point A to point B, and that's more of trials.
I see. What's the longest duration have you constantly hopped for?
Well, it's really tiring hopping, so I would say about maybe 10 hops, because you can't really keep hopping for a continuous time frame. Yeah, so
that's really interesting. So now that you've shown me your high level skills, is it possible maybe I could try some of the lower level skills like just getting on?
Yeah, sure. All right. So how you get on is the pedal should be around 45-degree angle. You get under the seat, 1 foot on, and once you feel comfortable, just put your other foot on. Just like that. Okay?
Okay.
But I'll be here supporting you, not to worry.
Okay.
Right. So one foot on. Okay. You can put your other hand on me.
Okay.
Right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Up. All right, you got on. Okay. Now try riding forward.
I'm actually doing. No, I'm not. Okay. No, I was not doing it.
Getting on is already the hard part. And you did it. So well done.
I see. Thank you for showing us how to ride a Akil. I've really never known anyone to ride a unicycle. Thank you for bringing me on this ride, literally, and going through your unicycle journey. And so, up next, find out more about the pole dancing scene in Singapore, but with a twist.
Pole dancing has been a rising fitness trend among Singaporeans in recent years. It's more common among females, but now it's become an activity that even men are slowly embracing. 24-year-old pole dancing instructor Louis Su is spearheading this movement. He wants to groom a new generation of male pole dancers in Singapore. Challenging, huh? Well, let's see.
Pole dancing?
Definitely not.
No.
It's not suitable for a guy.
Don't really see guys doing it.
Unsightly, uninteresting, not for guys.
These are some of the words Singaporeans have used to describe pole dancing. But along Kreta Ayer Road sits an unassuming pole dancing studio, which sets out to break these stereotypes. An instructor at the studio is Louis Su, a rare male pole dancer in a predominantly female community. Louis is the reigning champion for Singapore Pole Challenge 2016 and has competed in various other competitions such as the Asia Pole Championship of 2017.
Luis, I'm 24 years old. I'm a pole dancer and an instructor at Pole Lab. I've been instructing for about 1 year plus, and in general pole dancing altogether for around 3 years already. I started pole dancing actually during NS. It was a funny thing. Secondary school, I was actually in modern dance, and during poly, I wanted to venture more into fitness. Honestly, I didn't think pole dancing was going to be harder than break dancing. In the end, it's more tiring. The core work and everything, yeah. Okay, the thing about pole dancing is it is quite addictive. You can see yourself improve, and there's so many tricks and it's constantly like evolving. So like each time there's a new trick that come out on Instagram or Facebook, you just want to keep going for it. And each time you nail that trick, it motivates you to just work harder, I guess. Pole dancing is not as boring. I do gym as well. I can tell you that the feeling is totally different. For one, gymming, you're lifting set weights. Can be quite mundane sometimes, like you have to think, oh, what exercise and do, all that kind of stuff. Whereas pole dancing, you don't think so much about the workout sometimes. You think of yourself getting the trick. You think of yourself nailing a choreograph. You don't think so much about working out, you just think of yourself having fun. Everyone associates pole dancing as being very feminine, very slutty, sexy, full-blown dirty. But I mean, it's more of your mentality, or rather the person's mentality that's filthy, to be honest. Because like if you actually see what we do, the tricks that we do and all that, you realize it's actually just fitness. Full out fitness, yeah. My workspace, the retail job, actually all of them thought I was like gay all the way for very long, until I brought my girlfriend to the party. I was like, oh, who's that? Oh, my girlfriend now.
Lewis's girlfriend Dion is also a pole dancer and instructor at Pole Lab. She's one of the 4 co-owners of the studio and has been pole dancing for more than 5 years.
My brother was the one who brought me into pole dancing. He worked at a pole studio where I started pole dancing. So he was actually telling me try out pole dancing. Then I started pole dancing for about five years before I met him. I think that a guy doing pole dancing is good, and I actually encourage a lot of guys to do pole dancing. And I'm glad that my boyfriend does pole dancing so that we can actually do it together. And we spend most of our time here together as well.
The couple shared that they spend most of their time together instructing at the studio and that they do get a number of male students. We managed to speak to some of them.
My name is Wei Liang. I am 32 this year, so I actually work in the advertising industry. For me, it was more of a fitness and flexibility thingy because I read some articles that it requires a lot of flexibility. I thought it could train my strength and flexibility. Definitely, I mean, there's always going to be a stigma behind the fact that that's gay. After having done it for a year, I would tell them that it's definitely not.
The other student, Kenneth, was introduced to pole dancing by his girlfriend, Diana.
I kind of wanted to expose him to performing arts in a way.
But I do have some people who think that they look at me with that shifty eye and then they, you sure? You know, so maybe they still think that it's kind of like a lewd activity, and that's not the case.
As shared by both instructors and students, pole dancing is not what most perceive it to be. To them, it is a platform to love, learn, and live. With the increasing popularity of pole dancing among both men and women, perhaps it is time for more to embrace pole simply for what it is, a sport and an art form. This is Gladys reporting for Spectrum.
We've come to the end of the first episode. I hope you've enjoyed today's program. Be sure to stay tuned to the next few episodes of Nanyang Spectrum. And don't forget to check out eSpectrum on Facebook for exclusive content. Until then, I'm Ria, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye!